together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Yep, it's afternoon. All right. So, and I'll probably talk about this again if people show up. People are not getting the notice that I'm live again, and people are letting me know that they're chatting, but it's not showing up. It shows up in the Facebook feed, but it doesn't show up here, and that's very frustrating. So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at switching right now. It's just that I want to test it out first, right? So, but even right now, people don't know I'm live and stuff. So, I apologize about that. Looks like people are joining, so I'm just gonna restate it here. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Gary. See, okay, chat's working again. Looks like we got that going. Okay. I'm looking at switching companies because I am not happy with Restream. It's not worth the $20 that I pay for it. It is not. So today, I thought this was a cool topic. The Rationalizers, and I believe it's Self-Effacing. I think that's how you say it. Effacing? No, that would be effacing. Okay. That is big words, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started on. This was kind of a test to see because I reset some things. But yeah, we will see. We'll see. All right. If I do change, it's not going to change for you guys much. It'll look different, but that'll be about it. All right. So I'm actually going to be reading out of AA Comes of Age, and I'm going to read off of page 292 first, and then I'll be going to page 136 for the next part. All right. So 292. I didn't do introductions. Going way back here. All right. Welcome, Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and my wife's being loud. Sorry. It's all right. We've been around each other all day, so we've been giving each other a hard time. Hey, jerk. She's over there crinkling things because she knows it interferes. All right. This is what happens when her and I hang out together. We get a lot of stuff done, but we usually hurt each other's feelings by the end of the day. All right. So in this part, we're actually in the appendices, and we're going to be talking about the first portion of the topic first, which is the rationalizers. Okay. Hey, Ingrid, good to see you, honey. Glad you got my text. Okay. I'm letting you know, Ingrid, just real quick, I'm looking at switching companies. So, of course, now chat's working. So, so let me preface this a little bit by saying that what they're talking about here is people that have utilized AA to do things. Okay. So, itchy palm means that I was supposed to scratch it, then no money for Dion. Probably, okay. Ingrid, I don't know if you have this book, but I'm reading out of AA Comes of Age. If you have it, I'm on page 292, and I'll be going to 136. Probably the best story in this class tells how the AA name was used to back up a libel lawsuit. A member whose name and professional attainments are known on 3 continents got hold of a letter which she thought damaged her professional reputation. Okie dokie. She felt something should be done about this, and so did her lawyer, also an AA. So her lawyer was an AA also, right? What they think they're going after is justice. But hold on here. We all know it's not going to work, right? We already know this is not. Yeah, you already know it. I know it. But let's see what happens. They assumed, there's the first problem. They assumed, really itchy hand. Is it payday? All right. For you younger people, an itchy hand means you're about to get money. It's an old wives' tale. Anyway, they assumed that both the public and AA would be rightfully angry if the facts were known. Soon, several newspapers headlined how Alcoholics Anonymous was rooting for one of its lady members, named in full, of course, to win her suit for libel. Am I saying that right? Is Libel, libel? It is? Okay, thanks, babe. Shortly after, this noted radio commentator told a listening audience, estimated at 12 million people, the same thing. This again proved that the AA name could be used for purely personal purposes, this time on a nationwide scale. The old files at AA headquarters reveal many scores of such experiences with broken anonymity. Most of them point up the same lessons. And this goes on all the time, especially when it comes to Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, those social networks. Ooh, it happens a lot. You want to get a lot of listeners? Make your title AA is not the only way, and watch. Make your title I hate AA and watch what happens. If I put that title up, do you know how many people that would actually show up to this? Because they think that there's some kind of controversy going on. Okay. Do we AAers help each other out? Sure we do. But we do not bring AA into it. Okay. So, but in this case, it was the anonymity. Okay. Hi, I'm Dion Miller. I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And you want to know about this and go on now. See? Now you know why I have to keep my mouth shut on a lot of things. I know a lot of things going on in the recovery world. A lot. And, I don't like bringing it up because then it's discouraging. And it's not what we're here for. So, all right. They tell us that we alcoholics are the biggest rationalizers in the world. There's the rationalizers. And this was the part that was read from. This is all out of As Bill Sees It. So if you have it, I'm on page 160 in it. They tell us that we alcoholics are the biggest rationalizers in the world, and that fortified with the excuse that we are doing great things for AA, we can, through broken anonymity, resume our old and disastrous pursuit of personal power and prestige, public honors, and money. The same implacable urges that, when frustrated, once caused us to drink. Ooh. Well, hi, Katie. Long time no see. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. All right. So the same implacable urges that, when frustrated, once caused us to drink. Okay. Wow. The same forces that are today ripping the globe apart at its seams. These lessons make clear, moreover, that enough spectacular anonymity breakers could someday carry our whole society down into that ruinous dead end with them. And that could be scary. I love my AA meetings. And most people with this, you'll find that do this are they usually two-step. So steps 1 and 12. Okay. You know, you know, the sucky one and the fun one. Well, I did some work. I admitted I was an alcoholic. Okay. I've seen this bring down whole clubs before. Orchard Club's a great example. It got shut down for a little bit because of this kind of stuff right here. Okay. We alcoholics are great rationalizers. So I have to keep myself in check, right? The light in the tunnel isn't a train, it's hope. It is. Thank you. So we are certain that if such forces ever rule our fellowship, we will perish too. That's exactly what will happen. Okay. Now, okay, let me read this first. Just as other societies have perished throughout human history, whole societies have perished because of this. Let us not suppose for a moment that we recovered alcoholics are so much better or stronger than other folks, or that because in 20 years nothing has ever happened to AA. Nothing ever can. And that is because we have no outside opinion. None. We have none of them. Okay. So when we're out there and we're coming up with these great ideas, I have to do this a lot because, like I'm looking at, doing this or doing that, and I got to be careful on how these things are presented. Okay. So that I am not going out there and even giving people the hint that I speak for AA. No. All right. So now we're going to get on to the self-effacing. And that is going to be on page 136 in AA Comes of Age. It is about Dr. Bob. I already read it and I loved it. Of course, I loved it. Dr. Bob's awesome. I'll get there. All right. It's so hard. It's kind of hard to read how Bill feels without his best friend anymore. It's kind of hard sometimes. You can feel it. You can. So, what is self-effacing? I had to look it up. Give me 1 second. I got it here. Not claiming attention for oneself, retiring and modest. So, unlike Tom Brady, I'm retiring. No, I'm not. I'm retiring. No, I'm not. Okay. Anyway, no more football jokes. So, not claiming attention for oneself. Dr. Bob was essentially a far more humble person than I. In some ways, he was a sort of a spiritual natural, and this anonymity business came rather easily to him. Surge next Wednesday. Oh, okay. You guys are talking. Carry on then. Don't let me interrupt you. I'm just being a shit. Don't worry about it. I really don't mind. He could not understand why some people should want so much publicity. In the years before he died, his personal example, respecting anonymity, did much to help me keep my own lid on. Yeah. Bill W. was off the chain. And Dr. Bob had to put him in his place quite a lot. Quite a lot. Right? I think of one affecting instance in particular, one that every AA ought to know. When it was sure that Dr. Bob was mortally afflicted, some of his friends suggested that there should be a suitable monument or mausoleum erected in honor of him and his wife, Anne. Something befitting a founder and his lady. Of course, this was a very natural and moving tribute. The committee went so far as to show him a sketch of the proposed edifice. Telling me about this, Dr. Bob grinned broadly and said, "God bless them. They mean well. But for heaven's sake, Bill, let's you and I get buried just like other folks." So the lady that we were talking about earlier, is she more important than Dr. Bob? No. Is Dr. Bob more important than her? Absolutely not. And that's what he's saying. Why should he? Okay. We don't have things on our tombstone because we did the right thing. Dion Miller did dishes a lot. Come on. Hey, what are we trying to go for here? A year after his passing, I visited the Akron cemetery where Dr. Bob and Ann lie. The simple stone says not a word about Alcoholics Anonymous. Some people may think that this wonderful couple carried personal anonymity too far when they so firmly refused to use the words Alcoholics Anonymous even on their own burial stone. That's humility. And that's why we had Dr. Bob. Okay. We talk about Bill a lot. Okay. But notice Dr. Bob didn't do a lot of writing. He was private. He was a private person. For one, I do not think so. I think that this moving and final example of self-effacement will prove of more permanent worth to AA than any amount of public attention or great monument. Okay. We did do something for Dr. Bob. World Service, I believe, paid off his house, and now it's a AA museum in a sense. People go out to Dr. Bob's house in Akron. That's in Ohio, in case you don't know that. Okay. Funny story. I don't know when this was years and years back. There was a guy who got a DUI because he crashed his car into Dr. Bob's house. Boy, do I hope that man got sober. So the prestige, claiming victory. Well, victory, I think, is different. Okay. But claiming results and these other things, they just aren't congruent to what it is that you're trying to do. Okay. And if you have to make up a reason or excuse to do it, you are rationalizing that. That is a rationalization. Okay? And we alcoholics are very, very good at it. Not only are we very good at it, we'll fool ourselves because we think we're doing the right thing. This is where sponsors come in. This is where, because I used to drive my sponsor crazy every week, something new. Okay, this week, Paul, I want to do this. Dion, no. No. You're going, now go work on your 4-step. God's sakes. Run them by somebody else. I always run my stuff by somebody else. Like my new partner in crime, Stacy. I'm loving it because I'll bring stuff up. She's like, that's against traditions, isn't it? And then we talk about that. Is it against the traditions? Does it go with it or does it not? Got to have those conversations. Got it. Okay. That's why I put trudging together because It can take credit. Not me. Trudging together helps people all the time. A lot of times, I'm not even involved. I'm not. Is that awesome? All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This was kind of a test. Looks like chat's working. Looks like those are happening. Of course, I was looking for a reason to leave Restream, and it didn't give it to me. So I am going to try the other one, though. I'm going to try it. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out.